Oh, hi guys. So, I haven't made too many paranormal videos lately, so I have a little treat here. Um, the subject I want to talk about is the Greyman of Ben Macdui. Now, Ben Macdui is a one of the highest mountains in Britain. It's not the highest, but it's sort of not too far below Ben Nevis and Snowdonia. Yeah, so it says on Wikipedia, second highest peak in Scotland. Um, so yeah, this Grey Man is like some people have said he's like a Yeti maybe, and others have said like a Yeti, like a kind of alpine booger. So let's read some of the sightings off Wikipedia. The first recorded encounter with Fear Liath Mòr, that's the Celtic name if I said it wrong, was reported in 1891 but wasn't made public until 1925. In 1925, the noted climber J. Norman Colley recounted a terrifying experience. So this is his quote. I began to think I heard something else than merely the noise of my own footsteps. For every few steps I took, I heard a crunch, and then another crunch, as if someone was walking after me, but taking steps 3 or 4 times the length of my own. Right, so yeah, if this is a giant, obviously it's going to have a pretty large stride. Colley was unable to make out the source of the noises because the mist and continued. The eerie crunch sounded behind me. I was seized with terror and took to my heels, staggering blindly among the boulders for 4 or 5 miles. So this is common factor of sightings, that generally this character will only come out in a blizzard. If it is real and he's one of many Nephilim, then it would make sense that they kind of have to keep out of sight, at least for the time being. So yeah. So yeah, I guess certain climbers were found having fallen from Ben Macdui. I mean, this guy, it sounds like he wasn't far off, losing his grip. It said he kind of took on his, running down a big mountain like that. It's not a Mickey Mouse mountain. There's plenty of spaces where you could just fall to your death. So that would make sense, I guess. If someone sees it, a lot of people would be frightened. So anyway, it says, however, some climbers have also reported similar experiences, many describing uncontrollable feelings of fear and panic, some seeing a huge grey figure behind them, and the others only hearing sounds. For example, in 1904, climber Hugh D. Welsh heard unexplained slurring footsteps near the summit of Ben Macdui and had an eerie feeling of apprehension. While in 1945, Peter Densham, a mountaineer and rescue worker, heard a crunching noise, which I presume is footsteps in snow. If this is a giant, obviously it's going to make quite loud footsteps, and was overcome by a feeling of apprehension. And in 1948, Richard ʻfɛɾ, a climber, wrote about his sense of a presence, utterly abstract but intensely real, on the mountain, and heard an intensely high singing note. Interesting. In 1958, an encounter was published in the Scots magazine by naturalist and mountaineer Alexander Tunian. In October 1943, I spent a day's leave climbing alone in the Cairngorms. That's the mountain range. One afternoon, just as I reached the summit cairn of Ben Macdui, mist swirled across and enveloped the mountain. The atmosphere became dark and oppressive. A fierce, bitter wind whisked among the boulders, and an odd sound echoed through the mist. A loud footstep it seemed, then another, and another. A strange shape loomed up, receded, came charging at me. Without hesitation I whipped out the revolver and fired 3 times at the figure. When it still came, I turned and headed down the path, reaching Glenderry in a time that I had never bettered. He probably broke the 4-minute mile before it was officially broken. You may ask, was it really the Fear Liath Mòr? Frankly, I think it was. I think that'll be it for now. So, cheers guys, and I'll see you on the dark side of the sun. Sorry, the moon. Cheers guys. Ta-ra.